I got to lean in.
Baby, we're back. It's time to go ahead and lean in. It's time for the lunch and lean. So let's lean in, bitch. Welcome back, Antonio.
What up? What up? How you doing?
I'm all right. Let me tell you something. This week has been a trying week, but it's Friday Eve, and we're going to get right the hell on through it. The people are raving about you and Jamie cutting up down to the thing last week.
We was just doing what we do, and that's what we always do is cut the up.
Now, y'all
And
cut up, now I ain't going to lie.
I can tell you ready to get through the week because you said it's Friday Eve, but it's not.
Every day is Friday Eve.
Okay.
All right, so we know that you guys are grabbing your lunches and getting tuned in. We got some topics that we're going to run through, but as you know, of course, the first thing we have to do is eat our snack, okay? So we're going to go ahead and eat the snack, and you guys know that the snack, I never run it past the people what the snack is. So let's get right into this thing and let's set it off right. Let's see if I can find it.
Oh, Lord.
Friend to the show. I couldn't even get it out because, you know, is she a friend of mine? I don't know. We'll see this season. But friend to the show, Candace Dillard-Bassett, is going around on her promo tour for her album Deep Space the Deluxe Edition. And she has been doing interviews. And on the interview track, of course, she has been talking about what we can expect this upcoming season of The Real Housewives of Potomac. So Candace states in her interview with Gallo that she believes that season 8 was actually tougher for her than season 5. And we all know what happened in season 5. She threatened Monique and asked Monique to drag her, and she got drugged. And I'm pretty sure we have people on the lean and as well as in the group chat right now who may or may not agree, but that's what I saw happen. She asked for her to drag her, and she got drugged. She says that this season there was a clear divide and that she saw lots of different sides from people, and that she was definitely disappointed in the worst way with the people that she was encountering. And if she had to choose, she would choose season 5 and that beatdown over season 8. So I asked you, Antonio, I asked the people, is it a coincidence? What do you think about that? That's a pretty heavy statement considering what we or what I would perceive to be, um, what is that lady's name? Robin's term. But it sounds like it was Candace's term. What's that about?
Ooh, I seen that and I was like, yikes. Like season 8 must have really been trying to chop that girl head off the entire season for her to say that, you know, season 8 was worse for her than season 5, because we know season 5, you know, she had to put sticky notes up and, you know, I think like go see a therapist and, you know, all kind of stuff like that to be able to even get through from day to day. So for her to I'm sorry. For her to say that season 8 was worse, it had to be like a really bad season for her. But I am so intrigued to see what happened. I'm also intrigued to see whom she expected more from. Being that, you know, the girls that are going to show her or have, you know, most of the girls have shown her who they really are, from everybody from Giselle to Robin to Ashley to Mia to hell, even Karen, you know. So I'm like, who could she be referencing? So it'll be very interesting to see. And you know what, Chase? I think I got my days mixed up because I had to go in the office yesterday. It is Friday Eve. I'm over here effed up, and you ain't letting nobody know.
You know. I mean, what am I supposed to tell you now?
Jesus. Okay.
I wasn't gonna tell you no, but you know, hey. Listen, here's what I think. I think that in season 5, she had the majority of the vote amongst the cast. So season 5, even though she got drugged, it may have been easier for her, more comforting for her, knowing that a
because she
lot
had
of the
work.
people to her face told her they agreed, and then in season six told her that they would not be surprised if Mia beat her behind and then would not be upset about it. So, Giselle. So I think this season, with it being such a divide, maybe she thought that everybody was going to be upset at Robin for withholding storylines, and I'm just guessing at this point. And it doesn't seem like there were too many detractors of Robin because everybody on that show probably is hiding something. So I don't know.
Agree with that.
We'll get to see exactly what's coming up with that because I'm pretty sure that the Real Housewives of Potomac should be coming on within the next couple of months. So you know that we'll be covering that here on the Lean as we normally do, down to the Monday nights. And you are on the panel, so you guys are going to have quite the time with that. Have fun with that. I do not want to get nowhere near a
I
Potomac
am. It
review.
will be near you. Will be right in that chat. Yes, you will.
I'll be in
Absolutely.
the chat, but I'm not going to be on that stage. So that's how I maintain my relationships by not doing Potomac because that is a relationship breaker. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and get right into the show. And we have quite a show for you today. And really, it's just the Kenya Moore of it all. We're going to go ahead and break down part two of her interview. And, if it takes the whole 30 minutes, then it's going to take the rest of it. If not, then we'll get to some other things that we have on the docket. But the Kenya Moore interview deserves to be discussed at length. And we're going to go ahead and get right into part two
Let's
of
do
Kenya
it.
Moore's interview with Carlos King that is making waves. Now, if you ask me, Kenya was more activated in this particular part of the interview than she has been in the last two seasons of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, which to me proves that she's bored. And I don't really think that that's her fault, but is it her job before we get into this to be engaged, whether or not she, is or not? Like, is it a part of her duty to be engaged, even though the people that she has around her to engage are less than compelling? What do you think?
Um, I think that she still should be engaged, and I actually do, Chase, think that she did engage. Like she was at events, and she was a part of conversations, and so I do think that she was engaged both seasons. I just think that what some of the um the other cast and the friends were trying to do, she just wasn't with. I guess to me, she just wasn't with trying to create a drama when it wasn't really any drama. But as far as her showing up and I think being willing or maybe even being ready to, I think she was. But I just think that the people that were trying her, she knew that it was not coming from a place of genuine issue, but it was, oh, I want to do what I can to argue with one of the top dogs on the show at this point. She was definitely activated, especially the second half, because she had tore a couple of the girls up like real.
Woo. And
So
we're going to get right into those girls that she tore up, namely Phaedra Parks. She says that, and this is interesting, we have you on this week. She says that Phaedra knew the rumor about her and Apollo wasn't true, but said it anyway to destroy her. Apollo told Carlos that it wasn't true, and Carlos told him that he needed to tell Kenya immediately. However, it took several attempts before Apollo admitted it on camera because he was very nervous. Now, I have a little story about that. I was actually there that night. I was new to Atlanta, and you're new to Atlanta. You're coming off season six. I really didn't know much better. So, of course, we went, and me and a couple of friends, we went down to bar one, and they were filming that scene, right? So we go down to bar one, they're filming that scene. Um, it's crazy because Demetria, okay, let's talk about it. Demetria was actually there, but she was held off camera, so she didn't film at all with the ladies that night. So she didn't get introduced into that season until about episode 7, and they ended up
uh,
introducing Claudia first, which means that the decision had already been made to make Claudia the housewife at that point. Well, not at that point, but once the season had aired, of course, the decision had been made. So anyway, so she was standing up watching everything, and they asked me and my friend, did we want to like go on the other side, meaning like the side where the housewives were filming? And we were like, hey, yeah, we want to go on the other side. You got to be messed up. We going over there. So everything is good. The girls are arriving, and then Apollo arrives, and baby, When I tell you he had gabbed the girls because he is fine. Ooh,
Hmm.
baby, he is fine. Well, he was fine. I don't know if he is fine. But Apollo was fine, right? So Apollo shows up and then um, Kenya leaves. And so at this point, we had been there for hours. So me and my friend were ready to go. So for some reason, they would not let us out to like go. So we ended up getting more drinks and sticking around. And then Kenya rushes in the door. Claudia follows her behind herself, and at this point, it's like, okay, I'm going to use the restroom since we got to wait. So I'm going to use the restroom. They go to the restroom and lock the door, and all you hear is Kenya screaming, 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 screaming. And production had the hallway to the bathroom locked down, so it's like, you won't let me out the front door, and now I can't piss, in the restroom, so it just seemed too much. Anyways, we ended up leaving, but we didn't really know what was going on because Kenya just stormed out and whatever and was crying and doing a big scene. Come to find out, Kenya tells Apollo that he apologizes for lying on her all of this time. So the show airs, and Phaedra says, "Poor Phaedra, poor Kenya," and then the storyline then becomes she lied about lying, or he lied about lying on her, or whatever it was, and it's been debated amongst us privately whether or not we believed it to be true. So, Antonio, what do you believe? All these years now removed, was Phaedra in on the lie? What's going on?
Uh,
What do you think about that?
you
Because
know
that's a
what? I'll
big
be
thing.
honest with you. We always kind of knew Phaedra was a bit low down, but I guess I don't know. Just so recently, even because Nene told us back in season what 4 or 5
Five.
or whatever. Um, but nobody really pays attention to a lot of stuff Nene says just because I think it's Nene. You know,
Yeah.
even though I don't recall that she's lied about anything just yet. But anyway, Phaedra has really ticked down for me. I don't know. It's just so much has kind of she was really low down and not smart. I believe that I do think that possibly I don't know. Well, I can't even say that now because we know that she'll make up some stuff and say some stuff. So I can't even say that maybe she didn't make it up. She definitely, her and Paulo got together and came up with it to make Kenya look bad. They were both mad at Kenya for whatever reason, and we know how Phaedra is. She works on her get back. We've seen her do it time and time and time again. She did it to Nene when Nene said she didn't know her, so she's gonna bring her sisters on the film with Nene. She did it to, Candy. She did it to Kid. Like she's did it
Is that
time
it
and
to
time.
Kim?
So yeah, so she's done a lot of stuff. I'm like, damn, Phaedra is really shady, Faye. Like, golly. And even just watching some of the stuff that they hadn't come out on the show, but that Candy kind of said that she know that she's done. It was like, dang, Phaedra, she went out bad. She really did. But I mean, I guess it don't matter because she's on a new network, but I don't think she would be able to try that, honestly, with those girls
You're not gonna be able to battle Married to Medicine, baby. They're gonna bust
over
it
there.
up
They are a
real
little
quick.
bit more. Them Married to Medicine girls are a little bit more uncouth and than the Atlanta Housewives, which says a lot. Well, most of the Atlanta Housewives, because they still got Marlo with the W over there. But yes, I don't think she would want to try doing it, especially trying to come for somebody's business or,
They don't play.
she.
They're doctors.
I don't want her to try that. But
Don't do
yeah,
it.
yeah,
It's like gonna be the
it was all a lie, like Carly Red said when she had that lie. It was all a lie. It was like,
I want to go on record. I don't know if I've stated it publicly on this platform. I've never lived for Phaedra Park. She's a funny girl, a good, rehearsed read, but I've always known that she was low down, dirty, and sinister. She's done it. It's just a pattern that it cannot be excused. If she wasn't lying on you, she was plotting on you, and that's just when you look at it from the beginning. She lied about her due date. She lied about butt dialing Cynthia and cussing Cynthia out. She lied about whether or not she got it from Carlos. Everybody in that book that came out says that Carlos did not tell that rumor to her. So, I mean, even Candy and Candy, their history is sordid. So, I mean, if Candy had an opportunity to blast Carlos, I'm sure she would tell the truth, whether
yeah,
that was blasting him or not. You know what I
yeah,
mean? She's represented people against Candy. She's represented Candy against Kim. She's filmed with sisters and sister-in-laws. She's allegedly called the people to get the stuff out of the garages. You know, she's done a lot. And I don't know what the girls have done to her, but we do know what she's done to them. And, you know, the only reason why she let up on that rumor with Kenya is because Apollo went and admitted that it was a lie, but she was never going to let up on it. She's going on talk shows and talked about it. She was never going to let up on that rumor on Candy unless, you know, if it wasn't for Portia trying to save her job, that would have never been cleared up. So, you know, that's just how she rolled. I really had no use for her. And if she get to marry to medicine with that mess, they're going to do her like they did Mariah. Oh,
yeah,
Lord,
and you know another thing is, and she could easily, you know, at that point, because I think, Apollo was going to get ready to go to jail, so she could have easily said, "Oh, well, that's what Apollo told me. I was going by what Apollo told me," you know.
she tried to, remember?
Yeah, she
But it
did.
was. I'm gonna give you a very clear instance, and oh God, I hope I'm right. It's season 6. I just did a rewatch. Season 6, episode 4. Is Candy and Phaedra sitting down. I think they're having ice cream or something, and Candy is like, "Explain to me what it is that you guys are saying that Kenya did, just so I can make sure I'm hating her because I'm supposed to hate her." And watch Phaedra explain to Candy, and that's when you know, okay, she's lying to jig up. She's in on it, and it's a mess. Anyway, so later on in the interview, she says that her and Portia have a very interesting dynamic, and says that she certainly made bad decisions, but she is not a bad person, and felt like Portia has never hit her below the belt, though Portia has hit her. Has indeed hit her. I feel like Portia definitely hit her below the belt, but you know, okay. It's your belt, it's not mine, you know, so yours might be a little bit lower. Some of the things that Portia said, I wouldn't have been here for and in kind, because Kenya certainly said things to Portia that were not nice.
Yeah.
Um, she said that the season 6 reunion fight took a toll on her mental health, and she had to see someone about getting drugged, but that she still misses Portia on the show. I don't know if I would miss somebody who drugged me. I don't care how long it's been.
I know I wouldn't, but I guess, you know, I guess looking at it is like it wasn't that terrible of, I guess, a fight. And then it was what was it, 10 years ago,
It's
nine,
been a
10
long
years ago.
time, yeah.
So it's
Well,
been
okay.
a long, long time. And then I also like the fact that she kind of, you know, took ownership of learning boundaries. That's what she
But
said.
when she said that, I was like, did you? Because you were following that girl out of a restaurant on season 9 and doing a duck walk in the parking lot. Did you learn boundaries? But okay.
Yes, she learned boundaries. I guess as far as like maybe pointing things in her, you know, her face and stuff like that. And not only that, she acknowledged that Portia did have a lot going on at that time. I don't necessarily need to see them be best friends, but I would like to see them on the show and have a genuine I guess friendship. They don't have to be besties, but they can have a genuine type of friendship on the show and kind of watch that
Well,
grow. I would like to see it.
can you try that season 12? And we all know what happened. Portia went and turned on her. So
Well, I think I said that's why I said genuine, because I don't think that was genuine. I think everybody on that cast at that time, maybe with the exception of Candy, hated Nene. So that was kind of the common thing to do. Like, oh, we both don't like her, so we're gonna team up because we want her out of here.
okay,
So that's why I
an
said genuine.
alliance, an alliance, very, very quiet and heavily, an alliance.
Very Sheree, Sanya, and Marlo in alliance.
Is that an
With
alliance? Because
a collusion,
it's a
baby.
collusion, baby. That's one thing about it. It feels like Drew and Sonya didn't earn their peaches, and she thinks the casting process works best when people audition for a while and earn the peach the same way her and Portia did, and I'm sure Cynthia and Phaedra had to do for their process. Candy had to do that. So, you know, I'll be honest with you, I don't think that any amount of testing, if they would have tested Drew and Sonya, they wouldn't have gotten hired.
Yeah, I agree. I don't. Well, I think at that point they were kind of grasping at straws. So it's like, yeah, let's give him a, hey Joe, let's give him a go. Um, so that's kind of what. But I was, she was being honest. So I was
Very.
really kind of shocked though that when he asked her that, I thought she was going to be like, I think that they deserve to be there now, but she never said that
Because they
ever.
don't. They do have on paper. I don't know so much about Drew. Maybe Drew, yeah, okay. Even I give Drew a little something, something. Honestly, back in the day, Drew would have been a friend of the show. She would not have been a housewife. Sonya does have a caliber on paper that does scream real housewife. She just does not fit in the group dynamic. And I think she didn't fit in the group dynamic because she willingly stuck to one side instead of just, being authentic in the moment. And so now we're seeing at the end of her run, her finally get it. But do I want to invest in a pregnant Sonya in a group dynamic?
No,
No, I don't. I'm sorry. I love that women, give birth, and it's not a knock on womanhood. And also, I want to be very clear. I have nothing against a woman being pregnant. I just do not like a pregnant housewife. Only
because
pregnant housewife that I can remember.
they can't really engage like
Phaedra was the
that.
only one I remember.
Yeah, she was. She was. They can't really engage like that, and then the people take it a little bit easier on them because they are, pregnant. And it's already, Sanya is already struggling when it comes to,
Everything.
drama and, kind of talking her mess and reading and stuff like that. She definitely not going to be able to do it pregnant.
Just not the caliber of girl we need for the show. And that is, like I said, I think that she could do more NBC Sports correspondent work. I think that she is great for television. I don't think that this is the platform for her, and I'm never going to change on that. I don't. Okay,
Okay.
what else? She says that season 15 is not as bad as people are making it out to be, but she says it's the worst season she's been a part of out of 11 seasons due to casting choices. She says that Marlo is a prime example of why you don't give Friend of Housewives peaches. And then Kenya says that she feels that production protects Marlo and says she never felt protected in all of her villainhood and throughout those years. Ooh, that was a heavy statement. And that was a hit out of production, which I am really, really shocked that she
Yeah.
went that far. And
Yeah.
so some people are feeling like it's her exit interview.
I do.
I've actually spoken to some people who are closely associated with the show, and I won't say in what roles, um, past and present, and they are not really feeling like she's in jeopardy because of those comments. They feel like she's in jeopardy, if anything, because of her lack of participation. Just really her overall unwillingness to just go with the flow and just let it ride out. And I think that that's sad that someone cares that much about the show that because they are unwilling to participate in some BS, that they're the ones on the chopping block and not the ones who are bringing the BS to the show.
Exactly. Yeah. I agree. That is kind of sad because we know what she can deliver. Everybody knows that she can deliver. Love her, hate her, in between. We all know what she can bring to the show. So to kind of hear that is a bit, disheartening because I don't see them. There are some people that, yeah, you can always bring in another housewife, but there are some people that you just cannot replace. We've seen that on show after show after show. Like some shows, for example, Married to Medicine, have been able to sustain, but they haven't been able to replace a certain cast members that are no longer on the show. You know what I'm saying? But they did a good job with, I think, casting some of the people that they do have. With Atlanta, they haven't done a good job casting. So I can't even say, yeah, if they get rid of her, they'll be able to bring somebody else in that won't be able to bring exactly what she has, but will bring something different to the dynamic. I'm not even confident that they'll be able to do that based on what they've been providing us. And to say, oh, you're not willing to participate and go along with the BS just because, no, I don't want to. This is stupid. This is stupid. You
Stupid.
give me something to work with and I will work with it. Otherwise, like, we're gonna go to this dinner. I'm gonna call you a bottom rung B and run you out the restaurant, and that's gonna be all I got to give. Like, and then the other chick, she didn't even really give her nothing, the friend of the show. So I don't like that. It did seem like Kenya. I think you said this to me. It seemed like she just kind of at peace with whatever happens, whether she comes
Yes,
back
that is my
or whether
feeling.
she doesn't. She was just to me so candid and so open in a way that we hadn't really seen her before. I don't think I've ever really seen a housewife say that the season wasn't good or that season was the worst season that they've done
While it's currently airing,
while
no,
it's currently airing. So it's just like I
no.
appreciate her openness and honest, but I don't, but then it's kind of like if they let her go, it is going to look like
Retaliation.
like they're getting, oh, we're gonna get our revenge on you because you said, X, Y, and Z. So
And then does that lead credence to this big Bravo war that's going on right now? It feel like it does.
100%, 100%,
She may know
absolutely.
where the bodies are buried and the corners are the corners are because listen, I don't know. The interview was so lengthy. It was so much. She admits that she was bored this season and she felt like Courtney came in with an agenda and wanted a peach.
Yeah.
She says that she's bored this season because she has to work with people like Courtney, and Courtney doesn't deserve a peach because she is not even real housewife material. She doesn't have a house, and she's sleeping on someone else's couch. Courtney has since refuted those rumors, but have we seen her home? No. Have we seen anything about Courtney? No, but she's a friend of the housewife, so technically we don't really have to. So I don't know. People are saying all types of things about Courtney. I'll say this: if you're gonna, if because they're probably gonna bring back one of those friends, and if it's got to be her, Manietta, I did one more season of Courtney before I take Manietta. I'm sorry.
I don't.
Me.
I don't want. Yeah, that's definitely your square. I really would not like either one of them.
We're gonna get one of them back though. You know that, right?
In my mind,
Manietta, Shamia, or Courtney.
Shamia, 100%.
Shamia. She
And I'm
gets
gonna say
it.
Shamia because we know Shamia is good as far as like she legit is a real housewife. I don't think she actually has to work, but she just does it because she be wanting some stuff to do. Shamia, she's in the social circle of some of these elite Atlanta girls. We see her. She rubbing elbows with celebrities. We know she can throw her little shade and she can really get in there and go at it with someone if we need to. We see how she got Nene riled up back in season 11 or whatever
She
it
didn't
was,
call her
calling her
old.
the elder, or how she told Phaedra stop purchasing your plastic surgery off Groupon. Like she can really, hit you with some shade when she needs to. And I think she is beautiful. I would love
Gorge.
for Shamia to come back if they brought a friend back.
She wanted to know if Eva was old lesbian. She gets to the bottom of the bull,
Yeah, she don't mind.
I,
She gets in there, do her little stuff, and she don't be trying to do a whole lot. To me, she does just enough to make people kind of remember her from that season. So
and she don't like Marlo. It was a clip that came across my screen. I forgot all about. Basically her outing Marlo for lying about her back hurting on season 13 when she had really got lipo. I was like, I forgot. Shamia was doing all that. So yeah, Shamia, she gets down and dirty when she wants to. Kenya says that some serious casting changes need to be done, but a full reboot of the Real Housewives of Atlanta would not work. And she says, be careful what you ask for because everyone was screaming that they wanted Marlo to hold a peach, and we see how that turned out.
damn,
She's right. I wanted
yeah.
Marlo to get a peach. I did.
I wanted. I know I didn't necessarily want her to get a peach, but once she got it, I was excited to see what she was going to do, and Lord, she ain't did nothing. She,
Erotic, take it back, throw it away.
uh,
But Bravo's gonna make
she
us
has a plum.
go ahead.
She has a plum.
Yeah, Bravo gonna make us suffer because one thing about it, they will make
Yeah.
us suffer seasons with a housewife instead of admitting that they're wrong. Teddy Mellencamp. What's that other girl name? Crystal. Oh my God, Crystal. Oh my God. Oh, like Gina. Oh, Gina, the
Yeah.
worst.
Yeah, that is true. That is
Jackie. How long
she's
do we have to put up with Jackie? Melissa Gorga. Oh my God. They would
Yeah.
not get rid of her. Yeah, in the comments, I know y'all going on Melissa Gorga.
Melissa Gorga.
And it ain't changing over here.
The servant.
It's all right, okay? And if you want to holler at me, holler at me. All right, so that was it. Oh, other than her, a big thing that's coming out of this is her saying that half of her storyline was cut, which was surrounding her business. Before we get out of here, her business was a major storyline this season, and the majority of it was cut. Now, I got some phone calls about this, and so I did some digging around. The business is not open yet, and Kenya openly stated in her interview it was going to take a little bit more time. She's looking for it to be the end of the year, and so some of the people that I spoke to believe that that may be the reason why it was cut, because it was now open, and basically, Sheree allegedly embarrassed the network with that horrible fumbled rollout of She by Sheree last season, and they're not willing to invest in something that is not a sure thing at this moment. So because it was not up, that may be the reason why it was scrapped. And I don't think that I hear that, and if that is logic or if that is not the logic, I want to go ahead and dispute that only because if it's not ready, we could have still seen it getting built this season, and then the season opener for season 16 is all of the girls at the salon. It just
I agree.
Do I need to produce? Because I can.
And I don't think, and Kenya has, to me, I've never really been a Kenya fan, but I do kind of see her in a different light this season. But Kenya has kind of made good on the things that she has stated she wants to do. When she's wanted to write the Life Twirls On play or whatever it was, she did that. She shot it. She, Kenya Moore hair care, she made that happen. Her home, when she bought it, it looked all crazy and like haunted, but she made that happen. So she has made good on her word. I don't see her being sure. We're not even gonna talk about Sheba Sheree because we know that lady is not that smart. So I think Kenya is completely different than Sheree, and they shouldn't even compare the two at all. So
yes, I mean I was at the event that she had with no heat, and luckily we had water in those bottles. So for me, it would have been a full circle moment to see her come from being a water vendor to a hair salon owner. Like either way it goes, I'm rooting for you, Kenya Moore. We hope that it works out, but I'm sure on Bravo or elsewhere, you'll find a platform, you'll land on your feet. But hopefully, it is the Housewives of Atlanta because as we stand right now, we don't need to get rid of anybody that is not Marlo, Sheree, Sonya, Drew can go. Courtney, you have a lot of people that can go before Candy and Kenya can go, in my opinion. There's a lot of people who can go. We are, lunch is up, y'all. Lunch is up. Let's see. So lunch is up. We're not going to go too long because, our boss, he don't play that. But lunch is up, but we will go ahead and just say really quickly, I'm just going to get your quick opinion on this because we spoke about it last week. We're going to get in and out. Is this woman Danielle a flip-flopper? We see they were in the Jersey Shore last week filming. She did split her time between Melissa and, Teresa and Jen, but is she a flip-flopper? Is it too early to tell? That's where my interest lies right now. I don't know if she's flip-flopping, but I definitely got my eyes on her because something in the buttermilk ain't clean, and I do think that she gives me that she's going to get her get back as well. This isn't over. I don't think, I think, she was really embarrassed by Jen and Teresa, and I don't think it's over. What do you think?
No, I agree. And I seen another picture where she was in a picture with all of Melissa and all of those. I think that she is definitely going to, it may not be blatant, but she is going to,
sorry. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know me. Come on now. Get over it. It's me.
This picture. I think she is definitely going to be kind of working Teresa, and there's going to be some type of an issue there. She's going to be just what I think she's going to be a bit more sneaky about it. She's not going to be as bold and in your face. So we'll see how that goes. But you did call it from the very beginning. You said she had flopped and flipped.
Yeah, but Sammy doesn't agree. But one thing about Sammy, You eat a little piece of humble pie, so that's all right with me.
Well,
Uh,
and then
with
I
that
see you
being,
brought up them them Biermans up as well. They was up on the screen for like a couple of seconds
were
also.
they
Kim,
really?
they were, yeah. Yeah,
They can't pay their bills. Um, yeah, we'll go ahead and run it real quick. We're gonna try to get the hell up on out of here though, because lunch almost over with.
yeah.
Has the white privilege well run dry? Ooh, I sure hate to not feel bad for somebody, but
I don't, because she sat up on that show so many seasons and just acting like she was so much better than those brown women on that show, and that she just had it all together. Her husband loves her and they are so rich and blah blah blah. And now here she is, being sued left and right by American Express and whomever else, selling used, ran down shoes. Nobody wants Corey's shoes. He looks like he probably got athlete's foot, like he don't wash his feet. You probably don't use a towel, a loofah, or nothing to like, and nobody wants that. Nobody wants those stinky shoes. Nobody wants Kim's stinky shoes. Nobody wants those wigs. They probably got lice in them. They probably got roaches in them damn wigs. Nobody
I'll
wants that.
probably take one of them stinky Chanel bags, so I ain't gonna lie.
Well, that's a little different now.
She ain't selling them though, is her?
So, but yeah, all right. But I don't want to, gloat, but Kim, I hope you pull it together. I don't want to see you on Housewives next season, but I hope you find a way to pull whatever it is that you need to pull it together for you, your man, and them 14,511 cheering.
Go to country music television. They always looking for people down there, child. With that being said, the Lunch and Lean is going to officially bid you adieu. Tune in next week to the next show. Thank y'all for rocking with us. We went a little bit over time, but we are not going to be going no hour long, so stop asking. With that being said, my name is Chase. This is Antonio. Thank you for tuning in. Rest in peace, Terry Funk. And we will see you guys soon. Monday for Atlanta, Wednesday nights for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, Tuesday nights for Real Housewives of New York. The Bell Collective is on summer hiatus, so when the fall season picks back up, we'll pick that back up as well. But other than that, we're gonna go ahead and go. We'll see y'all later. We're gonna hit the door. Let me see if I know how to do it. Boom.